I said last week that Peter Dutton should be bold in his support for nuclear energy. In the midst of this energy crisis, which is happening all over the globe, now is the time to embrace nuclear power. Australia's got over 40% of the world's uranium reserves. On Thursday night, I showed you a list of the 46 countries which have embraced this energy source. Peter Dutton says he'll conduct a review into, quote, advanced and next generation nuclear technologies. Now, Peter Dutton, forget the review. People are sick of reviews. There's plenty of evidence already which shows that small modular reactors are the way of the future. Unlike old technology, they don't need to be placed next to a water catchment. This is the future. This is called being progressive. Whereas Chris Bowen's obsession with solar panels and wind turbines, which are manufactured in China and end up in landfill, and which are intermittent in supply, that means unreliable, that's what I'd describe as regressive. Relying solely on renewables would mean living in the dark. And how can a business trade if there's no certainty about power supply? How can a household function if there's no certainty about power supply? It's Bangladesh stuff. The coalition need to show some political courage. Forget the endless reviews. Already in 2019, following a referral from Angus Taylor, who was the Energy Minister, the House of Representatives Standing Committee on the Environment and Energy conducted an inquiry into the prerequisites for nuclear energy in Australia. My point is, there's an abundance of material already available. How much more do we need? Well, enter the shrewd Bob Carr, the longest-serving Premier of New South Wales and former Foreign Minister of Australia. He wrote a piece in the Australian newspaper on Friday arguing that nuclear power could be the big idea that the Liberals need to show they have an idea or two. He's not wrong. Apart from attacking Labor on their management of the economy, despite the coalition presiding over it for the past decade, the coalition need a big idea in their arsenal. This could be it. As Bob Carr writes, and I quote, Dutton in the next 3 months has the chance to prove that this time Australian Conservatives are serious. He can pitch it direct to 4.5 million voters in the November 26 Victorian elections. He can show this is more than a lazy thought experiment and invest it with hard-edged credibility, unquote. Well, if it's good enough for France, the UK and 44 other countries, why isn't it good enough for Australia? As one writer says today, quote, why did Bob Hawke spend the last 20 years of his life telling Australia to go nuclear? Why are two of history's most successful businessmen, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, financing a new generation reactor in Wyoming? We've got too many politicians who are gun shy and don't want to enter the public arena and prosecute their case. But if you're not going to do that, why be in Parliament? As Michael Kroger often says to me, there are too many Brussels sprouts sitting on the parliamentary benches doing 2/5 of nothing.